There are very few artists who don't just enter the music industry, but quietly redefine it. Billie Eilish was never meant to follow the traditional path to superstardom. No talent shows, no carefully manufactured pop image, no industry playbook guiding every move. Just a teenager, recording songs inside a bedroom. And yet, within only a few years, she would break records, sweep the biggest awards in music, and become one of the most recognizable voices of her generation. But behind the global success lies a story shaped by creativity, pressure, reinvention, and the challenge of growing up while the entire world was watching.
15,
16,
17,
18,
19, 20,
21.
I'm 22.
So how did Billie Eilish transform from a quiet, creative teenager into a global powerhouse? Billie Eilish pirate Baird O'Connell was born in Los Angeles, California, into a household where creativity was part of everyday life. Her parents were both involved in the arts, and instead of pushing her toward convention, they encouraged exploration. She was homeschooled, giving her the freedom to develop interests beyond a traditional classroom. Music quickly became more than a hobby. It became a language, one she seemed to understand instinctively. Long before fame arrived, Billie was already experimenting with songwriting, dance, and performance, unaware that these early creative moments were quietly preparing her for something much bigger. At just 13 years old, a song would change everything. Written and produced alongside her brother Finneas, the track was titled Ocean Eyes. Originally, it wasn't created for global recognition. It was meant for a dance project. The song was uploaded online, simple, understated, almost effortless. But almost immediately, listeners began to notice something different. The vocals felt intimate, the production felt atmospheric, the emotion felt real. Without marketing campaigns or heavy promotion, the song spread rapidly across the internet. Almost overnight, Billie was no longer just a teenager making music at home. She was an emerging artist capturing global attention. As her audience expanded, one thing became unmistakably clear. Billie Eilish had no interest in fitting the traditional pop star mold. In an industry often driven by image, she chose individuality. Oversized clothing became part of her visual identity, not as a gimmick, but as a deliberate decision to redirect attention toward the music rather than appearance. It was a quiet act of control in an environment that often demands conformity, and young listeners around the world responded. They didn't just hear her music, they recognized themselves in her authenticity. Then came the moment that would elevate her from rising artist to global phenomenon. Her debut studio album arrived to overwhelming critical acclaim. Dark, introspective, and sonically unconventional, it challenged expectations of what mainstream pop could sound like. The album debuted at #1, but what followed would be even more historic. At just 18 years old, Billie Eilish swept the 4 major Grammy categories, including Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. An achievement so rare, it instantly positioned her among music's elite. What began in a bedroom had now reached the world's biggest stage. Yet rapid success often carries a hidden weight. As Billie's visibility grew, so did the scrutiny surrounding her life. Her style, her body, her choices, her evolution. Every change became a headline. Growing up is already complex. Growing up under a global spotlight is something else entirely. Billie spoke openly about mental health, creative pressure, and the emotional realities of fame, deepening the connection with fans who saw her not as untouchable, but profoundly human. In doing so, she helped normalize conversations that many artists once felt compelled to hide. Then, she evolved, visually, musically, personally. One of the most talked about moments in her transformation came with a striking change in appearance, signaling not rebellion, but growth. It was a reminder that artists, like all people, are allowed to redefine themselves over time. Yet beneath every transformation, one element remained constant: artistic control. Rather than chasing trends, Billie continued to trust her instincts, exploring new sounds while preserving the emotional honesty that first resonated with listeners. The result was not just longevity, but cultural influence. Today, Billie Eilish represents more than commercial success. She symbolizes a generation that values authenticity over perfection, individuality over expectation. From minimalist recordings to stadium performances, her rise has been both rapid and intentional. And while many artists spend careers searching for their voice, Billie seemed to understand hers from the very beginning. The story of Billie Eilish reminds us that transformation is rarely defined by a single dramatic moment. More often, it unfolds through quiet evolution, creative risks taken, identities explored, and the courage to grow in public view. In redefining what a modern pop artist can be, Billie didn't simply build a career. She reshaped the expectations surrounding fame itself. And perhaps her greatest strength has not been reinvention, but the determination to remain unmistakably herself, even as the world continues to watch. What do you think has been the most defining moment in Billie Eilish's journey? Share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more mini-documentaries exploring the transformations shaping today's most influential figures.